1980 low-budget horror movie phenomenon beat The Shining and Dressed to Kill at the box office.
Hello? Who's that? Oh, hi. What are you doing out in this mess?
It must be my imagination.
Friday the 13th.
Greetings, fiends. As many of you know, this Friday is December the 13th, so I thought I'd take a deep dive into the 1980 horror film phenomenon, Friday the 13th, directed by Sean Cunningham. As I dove deeper into the background of the movie, I realized just how big Friday the 13th was on the cinema landscape back in 1980. First, let's look at the numbers. Friday the 13th box office. Friday the 13th earned $40 million at the domestic box office on a budget of $550,000. Its worldwide gross was $60 million. It was the 18th highest grossing film of 1980, facing stiff horror film competition and beating such high-profile releases as The Shining, which grossed $46 million worldwide with a $19 million budget, and Dressed to Kill from 1980, which had a $32 million worldwide box office. In fact, Friday the 13th's first screenings before having a studio attached led to a bidding war between United Artists, Warner Brothers, and Paramount. It is interesting to note that Dressed to Kill's Brian De Palma said the following of the Jason jumps from the water scene, which the filmmakers admit was a ripoff from the jump scare in De Palma's film Carrie, when Carrie reaches up out of the earth and grabs Sue Snell's arm. Quote, "I liked it. I saw it coming." Unquote. Victor Miller admitted that he was purposely writing the success of John Carpenter's Halloween from 1978. Director Sean Cunningham even approached Halloween producer Irwin Yablans to produce the film, but he declined, as he wasn't interested in doing another horror film. No! In fact, Sean Cunningham was so sure that the title Friday the 13th would sell the movie alone that he took out a full-page Variety ad over the 4th of July weekend of 1979 without a script or even a premise. It worked, as Phil Scuderi, the financier behind his previous movie Together from 1971 and Last House on the Left 1972, which he had produced, contacted him and offered to cover 25% of the proposed $500,000 budget. From there, Cunningham went into production, and the rest is film history. Tom Savini and Friday the 13th. Tom Savini was one of the first crew members on board for the film because the producers idolized his special makeup effects in Dawn of the Dead from 1978. While most of the cast and crew stayed at local hotels during filming, some of the most dedicated, including Savini and Tasso Estravacus, stayed at the actual campsite. They had Tom Savini's Betamax VCR in only a couple of movies, such as Barbarella and Marathon Man, on videotape to keep themselves entertained, so each night they would watch one. To this day, Savini says he can recite those movies by heart. Composer Harry Manfredini came up with the now classic "Ki-ki-ki-ki, ma-ma-ma" vocals attached to the score. It is his voice as well. Lou Reed rocks Camp Blood. Because the camp was closed during filming and situated in the deep New Jersey woods, the cast and crew didn't see much outside interference. But it turned out they had a very famous neighbor, rock star Lou Reed, who owned a farm nearby. Quote, "We got to watch Lou Reed play for free right in front of us while we were making the film," soundman Richard Murphy said. "He came by the set and we hung around each other, and he was just a really great guy," unquote. Star stalked by obsessed fan.
You're doomed. You're all doomed.
After Friday the 13th's success, Adrienne King was stalked by an obsessed fan. Terrified, she asked that her role in Part 2 be as small as possible. She did not take any other roles or make convention appearances for almost 20 years after the film's release. Betsy Palmer, not a fan. Betsy Palmer and the rest of the cast spoke at a Friday the 13th 30th anniversary conference, which was captured in the recent documentary Crystal Lake Memories, The Complete History of Friday the 13th, available on YouTube. At the conference, Palmer said that when she first read the script written by Victor Miller, she said, quote, "What a piece of shit," unquote, and threw the script across the room into the trash. Victor Miller, the scriptwriter, was at the conference and heard this comment, and star Adrienne King patted him on the back consolingly. Palmer said she then thought about it, and she did need some money for a new car, and the movie would probably come and go very quickly and no one would ever see it, and then it would all be quickly forgotten. Sean Cunningham's philosophy on Friday the 13th. Cunningham doesn't buy the whole sinners must be punished scenario that many slasher films seem to support. Instead, he simply sees it as bad things happening to good people for no apparent reason. Cunningham also didn't like Gene Siskel's complaint that the film was, quote, misogynist, unquote, and that, quote, Cunningham is a little tougher on the girls in this movie than on the guys, unquote. Cunningham said the film is not meant to be sexist, and both males and females get punished equally in the movie. Which is quite true, and it just goes to show you that Gene Siskel was a little whiny twit. Scale back the gore? The MPAA, oh, the dear MPAA, told the producers of Friday the 13th to scale back on the gore for the sequel, since they regretted the amount of gore that had gotten through in the original and subsequent critical backlash because of it. This is why Part 2 is much less gory than Part 1, and much less enjoyable. That does it for our look at Friday the 13th, 1980. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, please like and subscribe. Thank you.
You're going to Camp Blood, ain't you?
God damn it, Ralph, get out of here. Go on, get. Leave people alone.
You'll never come back again.
Oh, shut up, Ralph.
It's got a death curse.